Welcome to episode 3. Today we find ourselves in the nation's capital, Canberra, and we're going to do the loop ride around the fabulous Lake Burley Griffin. And in this video I'm going to show you where to stop and have coffee, where to park, what shortcuts you can take if you've got kids on the ride, and some really interesting national institutions that have cafes and restaurants that you may not have discovered. Let's go. Today we're starting our ride at Molonglo Reach. There's free parking, there's bathroom facilities, there's water, and it's a quieter end of the ride. One of the first places we come to is the Jerrabombra wetlands. It's a quiet place which they've tried to keep wild animals out and dogs, so that the wildlife here can thrive and prosper in peace. Let's go have a look. They've built platforms, observation platforms, where you can go and admire the wildlife in peace. Look how magnificent that is. This is the Kingston foreshore. Normally not allowed to cycle along here, but I just wanted to share with you some of the great dineries, cafes, restaurants, pubs. All of them in the evening are super popular, and on weekends. And it's a great place to come to if you're wanting to have an evening out. Also at the foreshore is where you can rent the electric boats. These are allowed to be taken out on Burley Griffin, and you enter the lake from there. One of our favourite and very popular cafes is the On Lake Cafe. Open 7 days a week, and as the name suggests, it truly is right on. We've made it to Kings Avenue Bridge. At this point, if you don't want to do the full lap, you can head up an on-ramp and just cycle across the bridge and do what's called the Eastern Basin. It's less than 10 kilometres. It'll be a quick jaunt back to our car, and you can see where we've come from, with Kingston in the distance. At regular intervals around the loop, there are these very informative signs. It tells you about the central loop, which is what we're about to enter, and as I mentioned in the last clip, the Eastern Loop, 35 minutes, is 9 kilometres if we wanted to take that route. And we're now entering the Parliamentary Triangle, where many of the nation's institutions, national institutions, including Parliament House, are based. Let's go have a look at some of them. Taking a detour to the National Sculpture Garden, again just by the lake, and I thought I'd have a quick whiz round to show you some of the very impressive pieces of art. And this is the view of Commonwealth Place at the bottom end of the ramp. impressive from whichever end you look at it. Down at the lake, there are several places to stop and have refreshment. One of the most popular is the jetty. It's like quiet today because it's a Monday, midday or so, but on holidays during the weekend this place is packed. Just opposite Water's Edge, which is quite a classy joint, only open in the evenings, is another popular cafe called Margot. They've expanded it over the years from a very small hut and included seating outside. Along this part of the waterfront, this is where they celebrate the Australian of the Year award winners. Here are the 4 important people who won this year in 2025, and it goes all the way down to the bridge. Come to the end of the central basin. If I want to just call it quits here, I can follow that path up onto Commonwealth Avenue Bridge. I can go over the lake, then Commonwealth Park, and back towards where we parked the car. Welcome to Snap. It's one of the best places in Canberra for lunch, dinner, and in the evenings and weekends the bar there is open. All part of the Canberra Southern Cross Yacht Club. Beautiful place for kids to play with great outlook. The Yarralumla Gallery and Oaks Brasserie is open, and it's a very, very popular place to come for coffee and lunch. There's the entrance to the gallery, and the cafe is under the trees outside. It's very popular. Just crossed the Scrivener Dam, and really this is the point where the trail starts to turn and we head for home. And here we are at Government House, Yarralumla. For those of you who don't know your history, Australia is still a Commonwealth country governed by the King of England, and the King's representative lives in this house. There's the entrance. Here we are at the logical point for having a break. We're at the western end of Lake Burley Griffin, looking over Government House. And that's a wrap. The Lake Burley Griffin Loop We did it in 2 hours 12, 31 kilometres. The extra 3Ks came from me tootling around the Parliamentary Triangle and various other detours that you'll see or will have seen in the video. Pretty easy to do for someone of my fitness. The trail is very clear. It's either cement or bitumen or cinder, and very little debris on the trail. So hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, and see you in the next episode.